as she looked so simple, then I said, let me try
My luck.
Yeah, let me try my luck first. That's how we started. Then I told my brother that, well, this is the picture that I pick. So can you work on this? That's how it started.
Wow. Okay. So Angelika, what was your own thought or impression when someone or whoever it was reached out to you that someone in the US wants?
I told them no, because it was never in my mind, really. Seriously, I said no. I told them no, that who? And then they showed me his picture. I was like, I'm not gonna marry this person, no. Like, no, for real. I told them no, though I'm not, the person that I don't even know before, I never met him, we never spoke. Why am I gonna marry this person? I said, no way, there's no way I'm gonna marry this person. And so my dad, then I was living in Lagos then. So they met my parents in Akure. We are both from Akure. So then my dad now asked my mom to come to Lagos and meet with me and talk to me. But still, I told them no, that I wasn't ready for this, that I'm not even prepared for marriage, not to speak of marrying somebody that is way over in America that I don't even know if we're going to be compatible or anything like that. I said, no, I'm not doing it. My mom was begging me and all of that. I said, is it because you want to go to Loyinbo that you are taking? So, but long story short, after so much talk and then we started talking on the phone and you know, he came home and we're here from the time he came home
till now. Wow. That's such a wonderful story, because you know the way it is when they're telling you to come marry someone you've never seen before. And then if you are this person, a woman that has this big personality, and you're living in Lagos, we know the way Lagos is. It's encouraging that happened and it's going on fine, like it is right now. So how long have you been married? You said 31 years.
31.
And how long have you known each other? Coupled with that's the courtship and the marriage.
We talked because the first time I called her was like October of, then the following year we married in...
We got married in 1992.
Yeah.
So we started talking October 91.
91.
Oh, okay.
And then we got married, then he came home in May of 92. Then we got married in June of 92.
Oh, wow. Wow. So what was your thoughts when you saw him?
I saw him, I was like, this boy is not... Then he didn't have all this beard though, he didn't have all this. He did not, all this one, he did not have it. So I looked at him, I was like, okay, I think it's okay, we can deal with this.
Oh my goodness. And what was your own thoughts when you saw her?
When I saw her, and because we talked so much a lot on the phone, okay, after when we started talking. So when I saw her, I already knew that, okay, this is the person that I actually want to marry. Yeah, so we started talking, then she took off from her job. During that time that I was at home for 5 weeks, then we started going up and down, we started talking. Then we just decided that, okay, we are compatible, then we can actually get married before I go back.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. So I want to ask this question for the benefits of the single ladies or single people watching us. So would you say it was love at first sight, or is it that it was as you guys progresses that you started really falling in love with each other? Was it love at first sight?
I think it's as we progresses.
I think yes, as we moved on, start talking, and then so the way she always respond to things that I ask her, be honest with me on things, then I just knew that this is the right person because I asked her so many questions. Yeah, I'm the type of person that I don't ask my questions one time. I will ask you now, then I wait till 2 days later, I will ask the same question again.
Just to trip the person up.
Yeah, just to see if things, what he said
is
is
the
going to
truth.
change.
And then what happened?
Yeah, it's always the truth, you know. Yeah, that's
Wow.
how the love started growing.
Oh, wow. I hope you guys are listening and watching, especially guys. These days, guys, you don't know how to do this thing. So we are telling you now to learn, listen and learn. Did you hear what he just said? He asked questions. And for you, ma'am, did you ask questions as well? Because you know our generation, we are so quick to, we don't really take the time to put in the work.
Yeah.
Did you ask questions as well?
I asked questions, and not only did I ask questions, my families asked questions as well. You know, because he was here, I was in Nigeria, and you know all the things that we hear about how people marry for papers and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to know what was going on, and so he answered also. I mean, as well, he answered honestly, you know, and so everyone at that time truly believed that, okay, well, this person is telling us the truth. As a matter of fact, there was an uncle of mine that was at my dad's house when I came to Akure. No, when he came. So that uncle was asking him series of questions, because that uncle actually lived here before. So the uncle was asking him series of questions, and from his response, the guy told us after he left that this guy is genuine and he's not one of those 419 guys. And you know how people here, they do all these fraudulent stuff,
Yeah.
they go back home and show off. Yeah, that he's not one of those, and that he thinks this one is good to go.
All right. Thank you so much. So someone said something here that I like to. She said the value system have changed over the years. And has that played any role in marriage? Because what we are here to talk about good marriages, right? And we know the part that your value, your core value, plays in your marriage. So do you agree with this person that said the values, it has changed so much that now is actually affecting marriages?
The thing is, well, see, social media is good, and it has its negative side as well, because now everybody posts just about anything. And that's one of the reasons why we decided, okay, you know what, since we see so many negativities out there, we're going to show positivity. We're going to show that good marriages still exist.
Yeah.
So people don't really focus on the true core values of marriages anymore. They just, it's like a flash. They just, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, some people are they just want to get married for the ceremony. They just want to get married for the pictures, to post it on social media. You see somebody get married and 2 months later they're not together. I mean, what happened within 2 months? These are things that should have been taken care of before you actually said I do. So once you say I do, for me, as long as there is no abuse or anything like that, it is I do forever. You know, so yeah, because of the things that we see, I believe that people nowadays, they focus on things that doesn't even matter. Things that shouldn't break up a relationship. There are things like money. Money should not break your relationship. Just because you make more money than your husband does not mean that you're better off than that person. It doesn't mean that it should break your relationship. It doesn't mean you guys just have to work together as one. If you see each other as one, then money or whatever it is not going to play a major role, you know, to divide the family.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much. Since you brought the money up, because I know with experience relating to people, there are two major factors that really affect marriages. And one of them is finance. And then sex, which we're going to talk about later. So you just said something about money not being that important. So how does your finances, your money and everything play into the success of your own marriage?
So again, here today we're going to be completely honest. Okay? So when we got married and we started living together, because after we got married, I was still back in Nigeria for about 3 years.
2 years.
Okay, was it 2? Yeah. No, we got married in 92, I came in 95.
Okay, like 3 years.
3 years. So I stayed back in Nigeria 3 years because we were doing all of our paperwork to come here. So getting here, you know, after we got married, You know how when you get married in Nigeria, people will tell you all kind of stuff. Your auntie, your uncle, your mother's friend, your daddy's friend, everybody will have an
Something to
idea
say,
of
yeah.
how you should live your life. So I got all of those. I got people tell me, okay, when you go there with men, you don't do this with men, you don't do that with men, you make sure you do this, all kind of stuff. So when I got here, I was ready to. I was armed with all those instructions, you know, that okay, when I get there, me, I'm not doing anything about money with him. I'm not putting my money with him. Everything I have, my account is separate. I will have my own money and all of that. So, and that was how I came into the marriage. But then getting here, my husband's idea was totally different. His idea was, if it's your money, it's your money. Back then, my own idea was, if it is my money, it's my money. If it's your money, it's our money. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then he changed that, you know. And even when we started, back then, we were living from paycheck to paycheck. His check will be bouncing like this. Me, I will have money, I will keep it. I won't share it with him.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And that was because of, see, that's
The
why,
mindset.
the mindset. That's why it's really important what we speak into the lives of these singles, what we speak in the lives of these ones that are getting married. Because when you keep telling them that, oh, when you go there, based on your own experience, then you are actually affecting their lives. So it was after we got in, then, you know, we gradually started working together, working on that. And, you know, now we can really talk about it and laugh about it now. You know, that was how we started.
Wow, all right. Thank you so much, Mama Graf. You want to add something to what she just said?
Yes, not much that I'm going to add to it. Yes, I knew that because we came from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So, and when he came, I knew that he loved her money at the end, but I just make sure that I share my own money with her. Even though she said he want to keep her money, I let her
Keep us and
keep
share
ours
yours.
and I share my own with her. So from there, she just changed her mind and that's
Wow. Wow. That's actually leading by example. That's a very good lesson. It's a very, very good lesson to lead by example. At times, it's not words, it's not fights. It's just the actions. It's the little things you do that can actually turn someone else's mind. So thank you both for that. I want to talk about the challenges you faced early on. I want to assume the finances is one of them. Are there other challenges you faced early on, being someone that they just brought from? Well, there's a question I have here that we're going to talk about you being a Nigerian in diaspora. You know the way it is in Nigeria. Like you the way we do things maritally is different from the way things are done here. So what are the challenges you faced early on when you just got married?
One of the things that we agreed on when we got married, one of the vows we made to one another was that no matter what happens between us, we're not going to bring a third party into our marriage. That was something that we decided from the beginning. And that if he does anything wrong, I'm not going to call his family. If I do anything wrong, he's not going to call my family. We're going to try to solve it within ourselves. And that's what we've done for the last 31 years. There has never been a time that they call family meeting to come and settle anything between us. You understand? So that was how we started our relationship.
Okay, thank you. I think you need to check your comments.
My
You need
comments?
to, yeah, we can check it on this phone.
Oh.
They say Uncle Raf is a good man. May we not meet unfortunate human beings. Now, I want to talk about that because now you can have one intention and end up with someone that their intention is totally different from yours. You know, like maybe, like when you came, look at the way he handled what the mindset you came with. But if someone is in this kind of a situation and they are married with someone that does opposite to what he did, what advice would you give the person? Maybe they are married to someone that forces the idea of let's share your money, don't keep your money, bring your money. What advice would you give them? How would you tell the person to handle that?
when you get married to somebody, you already said you are one. If you are one, money should not be something that is going to separate you. Know that no matter what you have in this life, So God give it to you and you got to live them. So if it is money, if anything happened to you, your spouse is going to take over anyway. And that is nothing that I always tell my wife that I don't worry about anything because I'm about money because I know that I'm going to sleep on one side of the bed. That's all what I need. So I'm not going to take everything.
The old bed.
The old bed. So as long as I can sleep on one side of the bed, I'm okay. So that's all. If you look at it like that, that money should not be problems in a marriage. I don't know why that people love money so much than the marriage. Even some people love their parents, they love their brothers more than their spouse. Yes, so the family that you create is more important than the family you comes from. So I don't see reasons.
Well. Thank you so much, sir. And I hope you all are learning, you're picking a thing or two. I know it's very difficult to remold people. You know, when you have a mindset for a very long time, it's very difficult to change. But what I am discovering in my own personal life is there's nobody that's too old for change. You just have to be intentional about it. So, Antonika, let me ask you to, you got married, they brought you to the US from Nigeria. For a new wife in diaspora, were there any particular challenges that you faced that was peculiar to you being in the United States?
Well, initially it was the accent. You know, yeah, it was the accent when I came in here. It was the accent, so I couldn't really understand the way they communicate. And so what actually helped me then, whenever my husband goes to work, I would turn on Jerry Springer show. Then I watch Jerry Springer, you know how they always fight and everything. So that's what I watch now. And then I'll be reading the closed caption. So that actually helps me. And then coming here, getting married here, my husband was more aggressive sexually than myself. You know, because the way they do things here is different from the way we do it in Nigeria style, you know, and I wasn't one of those that are out there when I was single, so I had to overcome that, you know, so I don't want to spill the beans now, so
we'll get to that. We'll get there.
So that, and I think that was basically it.
Okay, there's a word they call it. Can someone give me that word? Culture shock.
Yeah,
Cultural
shock.
The cultural shock was what. Yeah, and the accent thing. They've abused me tired. I own my accent. You don't like it, that's your own. I own my accent. So I to a certain degree, I understand what you're saying with the accent thing. But then, Uncle Ralph, I want to ask you, you know this Japa thing is prevalent in Nigeria now. We have a lot of young couples that are just going to the UK, to Canada, the US. Now, I want you to talk to the guys that are just migrating. How understanding were you when she just moved to the US? I want you to talk to them and give them an advice.
Well, you know, sorry, before you say something, babe. So there are two categories now. You know, there are some people that will send their families here and they will remain in Nigeria. The men will remain in Nigeria. Or are you talking about the ones that will
come together as a couple?
Okay. All right.
Okay. If you come together with your spouse here, I think number one thing is to know that you are in a foreign country and that you have to work together in order to be successful in this country. If you work together, things will be a lot easier than when you work separately. What my advice to them is that they need to sit down and know and communicate well with one another and see their differences. Because I know that both of each individual will have their own agenda, what do they want to do in life. But they need to communicate together that, oh, this is my focus. The husband said, this is my focus. The wife said, this is my focus. They need to help one another to achieve that.
Okay.
When I started the real estate, that my wife wanted to join me, actually it kind of scared me that, wow, how is it going to
Affect you? How is it going to work out?
How it's going to work out? The reason is that I was thinking that time about the health insurance. Because we get health insurance from her job. Now, we're not going to have any health insurance again. We're going to be paying from the pocket, and it's going to be too expensive. We may not have enough money. We communicate together. After we communicated together, then we are able to reach a certain goal that, okay, this is what we're going to do.
Wow, thank you so much, sir. What I'm taking from what you're saying is, aside your core values aligning, your goals should align as well as a couple. Thank you, sir. Auntie Nike, do you want to add anything to what you just said? Okay, all right, thank you so much. So now we'll talk about finances. Let's talk about parenting. Now, as Africans, we know how we are brought up, which is totally different from the way it's been done here. So parenting wise, for your own kids, your first kids, was he here or Nigeria?
Well, I had him in Nigeria.
You had him
but
in Nigeria?
we came in when he was 1.
Oh, so it was
14
practically like born
14
here. then.
months.
Oh, wow. So what were the challenges you've been facing as an African parent in the diaspora?
Parenting. And where? Come on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When the kids were young, each time that he go to daycare, we make sure that one of us, when we bring him home, one person had to be with him. We monitor those kids that he play with on the street. That time, there was not too many social media, but
Gadgets.
but he liked to watch videos, and we just put the videos there for him to watch at home. So when he wants to go out, we make sure that we are there with him most of the time. Each time he misbehaves, I'm the one that's going to correct him. Mommy will be on my side too. Look, you can't do that, you can't do that. After, then my wife will go to him and say, well, what your daddy is telling you, it is true. You are not supposed to do this. Go and beg your dad. Then the kids will come now to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm do this. Then we forget about it. So that's how we just raise them up.
Thank you so much, Auntie. From a woman's perspective, you know the baskets we are used to in Nigeria, like you give them back and they talk back at you, they don't question you. So how has that been for you? Were you a typical African mother or you just adopted?
Well, I mean, when they were young, I have a Morogun at home. So I have a Morogun, and even though I don't hit them with it, but they know, like, if you mess up, you understand? And like my husband said, if any one of us is correcting the child,
You back each other up.
we back each other up. We're never against each other. Never. Never. And the one thing is, the kids too, they never see us like fight or argue or yell at each other. No, we don't. So when one person is telling the child, this is what I need you to do, I'm supporting. Even though at the end of the day, like, I may go back and talk to the child, like my husband said. But in the beginning, I always support whatever it is that my husband is correcting. And, you know, as they grew older, I remember a particular incident when there was a message that my oldest son sent to me. I was so furious, I was so upset, and I sent that message to my husband. And I said, look at this boy, look at what he sent to me and stuff like that. And my husband was like, okay, just calm down. I will talk to him and stuff like that. You know, because they get to a certain stage in life that they feel like they know everything.
Yeah.
They feel like whatever you are telling them is wrong and everything like that. So I think my husband, you know, spoke to him at that time and then he came around, and again, one other thing I also want to buttress on is the availability of the parents. And I understand, here we work 2-3 jobs
Yeah.
to make a living.
Yeah.
And one thing that we've always maintained is to have one person at home all the time with our
With the
kids.
kids.
If we are going to work, if we have to stay late at work, one of us will leave early to go home and stay with the kids or help the kids. The fact that you are there, says a lot about you. And growing up with them, if they do anything wrong, we correct them. And also, you as a parent, you have to live by example.
Mm-hmm.
You have to live that. When they see how you are living your life, at that time, you may not feel like they are learning from you, but trust me, those kids are actually learning from you, because you are the first example that they see at home. And so if it's not working right in your life, if you are not, like, you don't go to work, you don't do the things that you're supposed to do, then you can't expect that from
Them to
from
do
the
it.
from the
Yeah.
kids. And also the power of prayer. You have to always make sure that you pray with the kids, you communicate with them, and I think those are the measures, those are the steps rather that we took
Yeah, you too.
helping our kids.
All right, thank you, ma'am. A question came in. I don't want to interrupt you, but I think you answered. The person said, do you apply the same value system you learned back home for your children, or do you follow the trend?
No, actually like, I like the values that I learned from back home, but I pick the one that's, that is good there, then I enforce it, and I will tell them the reason that, okay, I'm doing this because of this is how I grew up, and this is what I want us to follow. So anyone that I know that is in American systems that is
Not good for them.
yeah, not good for them, I remove it. I said, no, we can't do that. For example, when they are growing up, back home, the kids, they don't call the elder person by name. So we told them that, look, anybody that enter to this house, you know that they are older than you, and they have accent, their uncle, their auntie. You can't mention their name. Even when one of my friend's daughters living with us, myself, my wife, we don't mention that, we don't call that girl's name. We change her name to Auntie. Auntie Bimbo. So the same thing too, they will be saying Auntie Bimbo. If anybody comes to visit us, is older than them, even though it's junior to me, I will say uncle. So everybody will be calling that person uncle. But when I get outside, I mention the person's name. But when it's at home, then it's uncle.
Uncle and
So
auntie.
we enforce that. They know that one.
Okay. All right, thank you. So basically, you took both cultures and
Yes,
blended it in
Yeah.
and came up with something
Yes.
that works for you.
Yes.
All right, thank you. What about you, Auntie Nike?
Yeah, I follow
Just
whatever my
Whatever
husband
you
says.
say, it needs.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's go back to your marriage and let's talk about how you handle differences. Because I know you've been married 31 years, but we're not going to sit here and pretend you guys haven't had issues. You didn't butt heads, you didn't have disagreements. So how do you handle your differences?
Well, anytime she's angry with me,
She's smiling.
I always make sure that before we go to bed, I will go to her to say, okay, I'm sorry, what happened? Okay? Even though inside me, I know that she's supposed to be the
The
one
one
that's
doing it,
doing
like
it.
the culture, the
Yes,
way we are.
I will still go back to her to say, okay, I am sorry.
She loves
So
you
let-
so much. Look at the way she's just looking
So,
at you and blushing.
Let's settle the matter. So we always do that.
Wow, thank you so much.
For me, I like to keep malice. I used to like to keep malice. I used to like to keep malice. So when I'm upset at him, I don't talk. I just hold. I just pull back. But there was an incident. Even though he said he's sorry, me, I won't agree. Because my own thing is this. If something happens, I want us to talk about it. My husband doesn't like arguments. My husband just okay, whatever you say I've done to you, I'm sorry. Forget about it, let's move on. My own thing is, okay, even if you are going to say you are sorry, let's talk about it. Let's analyze what happened so that thing will not happen again, But my husband wants to sweep it under the carpet so that we'll move on. So, but me, I don't want that. But anyway.
Someone is laughing.
So one day, he wanted to go to work. And I still did not talk to him. We went to sleep. And the thing is, when we are going to bed, it's something we do at home. We go to bed, just the way God made us. But when I'm upset at him,
you wear something.
I wear something. When I'm upset at him, I wear something. Because I know that, no, that skin is not going to touch my skin because I'm mad at you. But he wants his skin to touch my skin. And then he will tell me he's sorry. And so my own thing is, okay, it's because you want your skin. Right, so we have to talk about it. So one day he was going to work. He now said, I begged you. I told you I was sorry. And you didn't listen to me. Okay, now I'm leaving. What if I go and I don't come back home?
Oh, wow.
It was like, what did he just say?
Blackmail.
What did he just say? That was the end of keeping malice.
Wow.
So anything that happens, we'll talk about it. And whenever we're going to talk about it, our kids are never there. We don't argue in front of our kids. We don't fight. In fact, I don't even think we've ever yelled at each other. If anything happens, we need to talk about it. We'll close our door. We'll lock our door. And behind closed door is when we will solve the issue. And if it's something that's bigger than us, we just go to God in prayer. And that's how we lived our life.
Wow, thank you so much. When you were talking, I remembered you want to ask a question? Okay, just a minute. I remembered my big sister, but that's the one that Bemaj is before. Her husband is like that too. The only way you will know they are arguing is the door that is locked. You won't know it's just that the door is locked. That's a sign for you to know that something is going down. And that's actually a good thing because then you bring up healthy children.
Yes.
Healthy children, even though it's not as if they are oblivious of the differences. They just know how to manage those differences.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for saying that. So your question.
Okay, so as you said, you go to God in prayer, and if the situation is beyond God. So how do you go to God in prayers when you are angry, when you're mad? Because for me, once I'm angry, I'm angry. Like even to pray self with you.
So even at the time that maybe I wasn't speaking to him, my husband will still pray. He will still pray together. It doesn't matter. Even if I don't talk to him, he will still say, let's pray. So there's no night that we will go to bed without praying. Even if we are not talking together, we will pray. My husband will not go to sleep without that prayer. And then part of his prayer point will be, God, touch my wife's heart.
I can imagine.
Right, we will say, God, touch. Right, God, touch my wife's heart. And then, when I said, if it's something that is beyond or something that we can, like maybe challenges in life, things that I can't talk to anybody about it, it's just between us two, then we just go to our closet and, and pray to God about it.
All right. Thank you so much, and thank you for that question. So I want to talk about your spirituality, how it played into the success of your marriage. Because, our generation is so woke that now everything is, when you talk about prayers, people are like, the ones they've been praying since before. So let's talk about how your spiritual life, how prayer has actually helped you in your marriage.
So initially, when we got married, I was the more spiritual person. At that time, even when we were praying, my husband would pinch me that it's too long, that I should cut it short. But now the reverse
The
is the
reverse
case.
is the case.
So now he's, I always believe that I was raised in a Christian home. I was raised by, even though my father was a Muslim, but my mom is a Christian. So we're raised, all of us were raised in church. And so we believe in the power of prayer. We believe that there's nothing prayer cannot do. We also believe that our timing is different from God's timing. Okay? So certain things happen. If it doesn't, what you're looking for, if you don't get it at a particular time, our own conclusion is that that is not your
It's
time.
not needed now.
And a lot of times we go through certain things in life, that things that you didn't expect would happen. Again, our belief is that the reason God allowed that to happen is so that He can take you to a bigger
better place.
or a better place. That's our mindset. And so in everything that we do, we always pray. We always pray. My husband fasts. Me, I don't fast though. Maybe I fast till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock.
From what time to what time?
From when I wake up. But my husband can fast. My husband will fast. We pray a lot. My husband prays a lot. My husband, he still does. We wake up in the middle of the night, we will pray. We don't do prayer contractors. We don't do all those. My pastor will say prayer contractors. We don't do prayer contractors because we believe that that same God
Can hear anyone.
Can hear anyone.
open to anyone.
So we go to God, we pray to God, and God has been answering our prayers.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Do you want to add anything?
No,
sir?
I think that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So now let's go to the juicy parts. The part that we've all been waiting for. You're smiling, Uncle Raf.
That's his.
Okay. You want to ask a question?
Not a question, but somebody made a comment on here so that uncle will be encouraged. So the person said, I like the fact that daddy is outspoken on the show.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, it's refreshing because the way men shy away from things like that. So it's very refreshing. That's to honor you, sir, for being
Thank you.
outspoken. So this one, I'm going to do apropos. When I sent the bullet point to Auntie Nike yesterday, she replied and she said, "Wow, what question is my husband's favorite question?" And then I'm like, "Which one?" She said, "Number 6." Guess what number 6 was? Sexual compatibility.
Yes.
So, Uncle Ralph, I want to believe you are the one that will be talking about this more. So let's talk about the role that sex plays in marriage. For you guys, did you struggle? I know she mentioned something briefly about how you wanted it. Don't let me use my words. So, when you just got married, what was it like?
Even now, he still wanted it.
Well, when we first got married, the gap was just too big because I'm kind of person that I have so much energy when it comes to sex.
So your drive, your sex drive.
Yes. So, and I told her when we're about to get married that, look, I have a problem. The problem is that
The problem is this. You don't have to.
the
You don't have to
problem,
explain
no.
it.
What I said is that I'm very sexually aggressive. That even in US, one of my girlfriend left because I demanded so much. They wrote a letter that, look, I'm not coming back again. So, and I told her everything, but she said, well, God will take control. So because of that, I was expecting, but he still we keep on trying. I'm the type that like to do command when it comes to sexual interaction, that like, hey, turn around, do this, do that. I like to command like that, and he's not, when we started, he's not jumping up the way
Oh my God.
I want. But so, and I just give her a break, that okay, she's going to start learning a little bit. Later she starts
Catching up.
catching up. So when she joined me in US, then now we're on it. Now we start living
Living
together.
together, yeah.
Then in that case, that we are both agree that when we get home, we don't wear clothes inside the house.
Fast.
So anywhere that we are ready, we are ready. I said, even though if we do it 10 minutes ago, it doesn't matter. We can do it again now. So it doesn't, anywhere that we go, we go to the closet. She so then she started catching up until later she graduated
And now she's the chief
then
now.
I gave her a certificate.
Give it up for Auntie.
I gave her a certificate.
Okay. All right, Ajinika, so let's hear your own. How challenging was that? How challenging was it for you?
It was very challenging at that time because I wasn't prepared for that. Even though, sometimes when somebody said, this is who I am, and you say, well, yeah, I think I can fit into that role. And so initially it was difficult because I was like, this is too much, or is this what it is? But then and even along the line though, the demands were not as much because he knew that even though I was trying, but I'm not there yet. So it took us a little bit of time for both of us to grow. So he was like here, I was like here.
Yeah.
So, both of us had to
Met
now,
in the middle.
meet in the middle. And, and God has been faithful.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, Uncle Raf. I cannot thank you enough for being that vulnerable. Thank you so much. There was a time I brought a sex therapist on the show with one other person that we were talking about sex drive. When you have a higher sex drive than your partner, it's just compromise.
Yeah.
Compromise. Both of you, he was intentional too because he had to come down from his own height and and then you met in the middle. So this is for if you're going to advise people, because we are Christians, we know how much the church shy away from talking about the sexuality in marriage. So if you're going to advise a couple that are going through that, like, they are still trying to find their own fit in their sexual intimacy, what advice would you give the woman?
So in anything that we want to do in life, either in marriage or in our personal life, everything, you have to be intentional about it. Like, okay, you know what? This is what would make my husband happy. What can I do to improve on myself? Okay? If you have to maybe watch videos or you have to attend classes or whatever it is that you need to do, but then the woman cannot do it alone. Because if my husband had neglected me and said, that you sabi, if you can't do it, then let me go out and do. He could do that. I mean, as typical in our culture.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He knew that, okay, that was a challenge for me because his own was abnormal. My own is I'm just a young woman in the marriage. So he was able to help me to at least get away from where I was. So as a woman, one, you know that this is something that your husband loves and you have it in within your reach, to help him. And you don't want him to go outside because, if he goes outside, the dangers, if he goes outside. So just as a woman, I would say maybe, try a little bit to bring yourself up a little bit to where he's at. You may not be up there, but at least bring yourself up a little bit to where the man is so that you can satisfy his sexual urge.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And usually, Uncle Ralph, if you want to advise the guys, the men, this newly married couples that are struggling with their sexual intimacy.
Yes, what I'm going to tell them is that the thing is that if they are aggressive in sexual, if they are sexually aggressive, then they know that maybe their wife may be a little bit slower, but they need to give time. It's everything is in the mind. Once you start talking to your wife about love, how much you love, you know, I think they're going to change eventually. They're going to change. It's about mindset.
Yeah.
That okay, I don't want to do this one. I don't want to do this one. But sometimes, even during the time we are talking about, sometimes we play, we talk. We don't even know when we start. Once we start talking, we start touching, because I touch her so many times a day. Up to now,
Yeah.
I like touching. So, and even sometimes you will even tell me that, look, this feeding bottle you need to.
What you
Yeah, that I need to leave it alone. You know.
Oh my goodness. All right, sir. Thank you so much. Someone said, my drive dropped immediately I gave birth. But thank God it's coming back in a bit. So, Antinika, let me ask you, like, in the case of this person, they are saying, let daddy talk.
I know. Let talk.
In the case of this person now, like, you know what happens after giving birth? Your body changes. Like, what advice will you give this person or someone else that, especially the men, you know, they don't understand the changes that your body is going through? Let me ask first, did you experience something like that when you
No, if you think, I think change it to oral sex. No, oral sex will bring everything up.
Can we just give him a round of applause, please? Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. She finally shut you up. Yes, I thought it was you that was.
That's what I tell people. People say he's gentle or
He's
he's
quiet.
It's not quiet. It's not. Okay. So, well, I just think that both husband and wife need to communicate, because if the guys, they don't understand what we go through during childbirth, especially if they were not there during the time that you were pushing the baby. So they may not understand what you go through as a woman. So I just think that with both of them talking, and the husband too being a reasonable person, I think something would change for the better. And then also, as a woman too, work on improving yourself. Work on improving yourself. There are so many things, especially in this country, so many things you can do to help yourself. I didn't know you could go to the store and buy some things to enhance your sexual life. You can do that. Amazon sells a whole bunch of stuff. You can go to all these stores just to enhance yourself. Because the thing is, you want to make sure that your husband is also satisfied. Because all these dangerous girls out there, there's so many. So make sure that you feed your husband sexually, and make sure that he's okay. And the husband too. If your wife says, okay, can we just wait a little bit, or can we do this? Don't get mad and turn your back around like some people. Don't turn the back around. It's just that sometimes you know, sometimes some women, they just want your company
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah.
I just want you to sit by me.
Yeah.
We just talk. We just hold me. I don't want any sex.
Yeah.
But let's just talk.
Cuddle.
Let's just cuddle.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. So sometimes we want that. And like he said, even when we start cuddling may lead
Lead
to
to
what you
something else,
actually
yeah.
want anyway. But at least it's not that, okay, well, I want it now, I want it. So, my dearest sister, don't worry, it's going to come back. Just give yourself some time. I mean, you just had a baby. So that's a whole lot of changes that your body
Yeah.
went through.
Yeah.
So just relax, talk to your husband about it, and everything will work out by God's
All
grace.
right. Amen. Thank you so much. So, Antonika, I want to ask you this question. I always ask women, since we started this series of good marriages, you know the word feminism and the way it's been bastardized now. So what is your own definition of feminism and how does that come into play in your marriage?
Well, feminism to me is just the characteristics of a woman. There was this woman of God, Mama Dejuma. She said that women are multipliers. Okay, it's just that the world that we're in right now, they're just changing everything around. They're talking about gender equality. They're talking about all this. But for me, it's just the power that God has given you to make changes in your family and in your community. When my husband started the business, my husband was doing that business all by himself. Then when I came into the business, things changed when I applied my feminism into the business. And that actually helped our business to grow a whole lot faster than when he was doing it alone. And I didn't say because I came and all these changes were happening, then he's not part of me or that I'm much better than him. No, he's still my king. I still give him the respect. I still give him the honor. In fact, sometimes, to be quite honest with you, there was a competition we had recently, and he was just trying to advise some people, and he said, even though now my wife actually makes more money than I do, and you know that never occurred ever. It never occurred until he mentioned it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that is true, because that's not what we were focusing on. Our focus is on being successful, building a better legacy for our children, impacting the community, and that's all. So when I came into the business actually started thriving. Initially, when I wanted to come in, he was like, no, let's wait. I mean, he said that earlier.
Mentioned it, yeah.
Right. So, but when I came in, applied, the feminine touch to the business. Same thing in the family. The kids are more attracted to their mom.
Yeah.
Don't say because I'm the one taking care of the kids, I'm the one doing this, then we are the same, you are this. In our home, everybody, all of us, we work together. It doesn't matter who. You take out the trash. If the trash is full, if I can't cook, my husband will go to the kitchen and cook. If I have clothes that is in the washing, that is in the laundry room,
yeah.
my husband will say, do you want to wash this? I say yes. He'll put it in the washing machine for me. He will wash, he will dry, and he will bring them. Sometimes if I have something, so it doesn't matter who does what. It's just that
a partnership.
Partnership. So if we look at it like that, there's not going to be any problem in any relationship. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much. And someone said, God bless you, ma. Women are stronger than they think, but their strength should be channeled appropriately.
Yes.
Yeah, which summarizes feminism, because I know they've twisted the word so much it really doesn't mean what it should mean anymore. Thank you so much. So I want to ask you before we round up, do we still have time, or are we? How many minutes more? Okay. So I want to ask you, Uncle Raf, before I go to Antonike, what is because I know at times we want to sit and just tell people that this is it, this is it, this is it. But I know at times it's not perfect. So does Auntie Nike have any flaws that women can relate with? Because we don't want people to just think that, oh yeah, your marriage is
Perfect.
good. Exactly. But is it that she has any flaws that you think you would like people to know? So we don't just think that, okay, Auntie Nike is just perfect, Uncle Ralph is just perfect.
Well, like I always tell people that when God created Nikki, God had me in mind. Okay? He has our own challenges. I have my own challenges. But God just made her that anything that I'm lack of, okay?
She balances it
She's
out.
balanced it. She's very strong in that area. Even when the kids were growing too, the same thing too, that let's say the kids has homework, and then I'm the one that always do their homework. When he come to English part, then I will say, okay, let's call mommy for this one. So mommy will be the one to solve this problem. So it's not me, that is mommy's area.
Oh, wow.
So she's going to be the one. So most of the challenges that she has, I think, well, it's just to keep malice, in the past.
Well, most women do.
Yeah.
She doesn't talk, he will just keep quiet, so I can talk to her for hours, but she will not respond.
Auntie Nike, so after the show, you have to do better.
So that is one of the
No, but I'm better now. I'm
one of the
better.
challenges. Yeah, no, she's good now. She's working on it. She's still
When
working
was
on
the
it.
last time? When was the last time I kept malice with you?
No,
I'm not kept-
not. You will not keep it long because, like,
You
for
will
example,
not keep it
last night, last night,
What happened?
I want to put hand somewhere.
Okay. We went to work. I went to work. From work, I went to an event. I came home midnight at 12 o'clock. My husband was already texting me, my wife, I can't sign in here. So as soon as I saw his text, I know that he's lonely at home because our kids are gone. I knew that, okay, this guy is lonely. He wants me to come back. And so he knows exactly when I stood up because, we have this tracker on
Yeah.
our phone. So he knew exactly when I got up from that house to start coming. I didn't call him, he didn't call me. Okay? So we got halfway and I was bored driving by myself. So I called him. Immediately that phone rang. This guy did not even let it ring 2 times. He picked the phone. So I was like, I thought you were sleeping. This is to 12. And he was like, well, I knew when you got up from that place. Anyway, I got home. The moment I just got on the bed like this, the moment I got on the bed, he was like, I said, wait now. And then he turned his back. Remember I said somebody turned his back. Then he turned his back to me.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Nishuru, wait now. I just got home.
So you were not keeping malice. It's just
I wasn't
because
keeping malice. I was just like, I'm tired now. Because I knew that touching is going to lead to something else. I was like, just calm down, uncle. And this morning, instead of him to ask this morning, he didn't ask. Right? Did you ask me? You didn't ask. Because you were keeping malice too.
No, not malice. I just want to give you a praise. So that
Oh my goodness, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful couple. God bless you all. So bless you both, bless your union. So ma'am, I want to ask you, what about him? What is his flaws?
Well, he demands for too much stuff.
Ah,
But I love him. He's very hardworking.
oh,
My husband is very hardworking. He wants us to have whatever it is that we want to have. My husband would go, if I want to, let's say I want to get it. Whatever it is that I want to get, my husband would tell me, yeah, just go and get it. And when we're talking about finances, earlier, like if he was keeping money away from me, I wouldn't know how much money we have. And then I would be demanding for more stuff.
Yeah.
But now he puts me in charge of the money. Okay? So now I know how much we have. So I cannot make any unnecessary demand.
That's wisdom.
For real,
Yeah.
for real. So when the men, when they are keeping the money away, sometimes it's not a good thing. You understand? So anything I want, he would. I mean, for real, God has really blessed both of us with one another. And I mean, challenges. We look beyond the challenges. Really, we look beyond the challenges. Have we offended each other before? A whole lot. A whole lot. I've been naughty, you know. But the thing is, whatever it is, we've always had it in mind that okay, we're going to forgive one another, whatever we've done to each other. We'll forgive each other, we will love each other regardless, and we'll continue to lift each other up. Nobody is going to come in between us. Nobody is going to come in. No family is going to put us together to settle any quarrel. For as long as God lives, you know. So I don't think he has, I mean, challenges. I don't even think.
It's flaws.
No.
He just likes it too much. That's just his flaws.
Yeah, you need to give it as argument.
You have a question?
No, that you should read the comment.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, I don't want to interrupt her. All right, so they're saying Apple couple, wonderful couple. You crack them up, you're making a lot of people laugh. And they said, oh my goodness, sorry. You see all this phone that you just touch something. And so they're saying, God bless your union, God bless your marriages. And yeah, I mistakenly go out of it and coming back.
So, there's one that says, this is goals 31 and
Still acting like
they married
married
last
last year, yeah.
More, the love still is sharp. I love what I'm saying.
Yes. All right, thank you so much. So actually, before we round up, I've had a wonderful time
Thank you.
with you both. And the biggest surprise for me was Uncle Ralph.
Yeah.
You know, because you're out there. We know Anthony Joe, we know, but he is the biggest shocker for me. And I want to say I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Yeah. So before we go, I just want you to give us your views, your own personal views about marriages, what you think you did, or what you think you're still doing that got you to where you are right now. I just want you to talk to couples out there in rounding up.
Okay, so the thing is, when you get married, you have to forget about separation or divorce. Because some people now, when they get married, it's like if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. When you go into any relationship with that kind of mindset, that relationship is not going to work. So we all know there's going to be challenges, because what I always tell people is that these fingers are not equal. Even your sibling, the same mother, the same father, you guys fight. Not to speak of somebody that is not related to, I mean, you already knew how we met, that we don't even know each other from anywhere, and we can live together for 30-something years, you know. So when you go into any relationship, go into that relationship because you want to build that relationship. Because, you know, the people will say in marriage, for a marriage to be successful, you have to be 50-50. You have to bring, my own is 100-100. Because if you put 50, where's the other 50 going? You bring in the 100-100. And make a decision not to allow third party into your relationship. Don't allow a third party into your relationship. Even my mother lived with us for 21 years before she went to Nigeria. And throughout that 21 years, my mother never called both of us to settle any argument or anything. No. Even there was a day she wanted to walk in, she kind of feels that we were not talking to each other, and she wanted to come in. I said, Mommy, if you come near my husband to ask questions, she cannot. So have the same mindset that this marriage is going to last. Be intentional about working on your. See, a good marriage requires work.
Yeah.
It's not that, oh, well, we did all the fancy, we had about 500 guests, everything, the gown, and now we are back, you just sit down and cross your leg. Well, he just came back from work, he's not cooking, I'm not cooking either. No. There's nowhere where it says that the woman must cook, or the husband must take out the trash, or If you are home and the trash is full, go out there,
Yeah.
take it out.
Yeah.
Whatever
If
it
you
is,
need to buy gas,
if you need to buy gas,
Buy
buy
it.
it. You know, don't wait on him to do so many things. Both of you work together. If you see each other as one, that relationship is going to blossom. It's going to blossom. You just have to be intentional about making it work and living an impactful life. There was a post that my son did on Facebook. I took a screenshot. I think I posted a screenshot on my page a while back, years ago. And he posted and said, I pray that when I get married, that my life is going to remain like, it's going to, his life is going to be like his mom and his dad. You know,
Wow.
the way, to me, that was fulfilling.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, that was really fulfilling. That
So
for my
that
child
the biggest validation
to
you can
say
ever
that
get.
this is what my parents are doing is what I look up to. When we tell him now about marriage, he's like, oh mommy, there isn't so many people like you guys anymore. You know, that I'm just taking my time to find the right person. So, and that to us tells us that we're doing something right. And so, and that's why, like I said earlier, we decided, okay, you know what we do in our house, what we do back, you know, at home, we're going to bring it to the light. Let people see that there are good marriages out there, but you got to put in the work. It's not going to happen just like that. You put in the work, you put in the effort, you talk, you work together, you talk together, you live together, you laugh together. And if there's a time where you're going to cry together, hold on to each other. Don't leave each other alone. Hold on to each other. I know sometimes it's tough, but just don't let go. Hold on. Because a lot of times, a lot of people, when they are still in a marriage and we talk to them, stay there now. As long as, you know, it's not an abusive relationship, you know, then by the time they say, no, I'm not doing it again, they leave. At the end of the day, they regret it. And at that time, it's too late, you know. So whatever it is, whatever you are facing, your own is not the first one. And it's not
it won't
going
be
to
the
be the
last.
last. So you can work on it. And both of you can work on it and go to God in prayer. He will help you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Antinike.
Thank
so,
you.
Ralph, I'm going to come to you as well to give us your final thoughts and to advise men especially. Now, we know this woke generation. We know what's going on out there. We read, we see them. So if you are going to advise a newly married young man, what will your advice be?
The way for it's always good to have a successful marriage. If you have a successful marriage, you will have a successful life. Because if two of you work together, it's going to be a little bit better than when you work alone. I always advise younger generation that your wife is your closest friend. It doesn't matter any kind of friend or family member that you have out there. Your wife wants your success more than any other person. Because you all share life together. There's no reason for fighting. For what? For things of this world. When we use it and we leave it there.
it behind.
So we leave it behind. So we just need to work together. Okay. And there's no reason for going out there to look for second wife or sexual partner or side chick. I don't see any reason for that, because the same thing you're going to get from your wife, then it's out there, but you can get it from your wife. Why going out there? Why wasting your money over there? Why wasting your life over there? So it doesn't want it.
Wow. Thank you both so much. So, do you have any question on that you?
Oh no, everybody was some role models. Yeah.
Okay.
Just repeating what we
Okay. Yeah. So there's Thank you so much, Ma, for sharing. My marriage is 4 years and we have a son. I trust God to help me too.
Amen.
Amen. Someone said, I learned laughing and I'm applying this to my own.
Amen.
he really spoke out his views, and I appreciate all he said. That's for you, Uncle Raf.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You say go in with a positive mindset, be intentional. That shows you are getting it. Thanks for sharing, ma. Thank you, ma. Thank you, man. No side chicks. Work together. They are just
What's
repeating.
that thing that you say? As a woman, you're supposed to make your husband's life.
Oh, yes. What I'm saying is that as a wife, it's your
Responsibility.
no. Your responsibility as a wife is to make your husband pennies hard, not his life.
Fema, have you ever been embarrassed this much in your life?
The first day I heard that, I was like, what did you just say?
Thank you so much, Uncle Raf and Antinike. Thank you all so much. In fact, I wish we could just keep going. We could just keep going and keep going and keep going. But we've done even more than our usual 1 hour as it stands. And it's because it's been a fantastic and a wonderful episode. But don't worry, we are going to bring them back. Maybe hopefully the next time they come, we'll have a fuller room. You know, this is our first show with a live audience, and it's been a wonderful experience. And there is people are just laughing. They are laughing anyhow on here, you know. So thank you so much. Someone said chai.
No, I said, sir, you deserve a cold beer.
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't drink.
Oh yeah, he deserves that. And we trust Antinike to to give him the thank you when they go back home, right?
Yes.
Antinike. You will give him the thank you, and from today my hobby no more ad life except ad pet.
Oh.
Someone said, as from today no more ad life. That's good. It's a good thing. That's actually why we're here.
Yeah.
You know, to help, to give you advices. You know, you can throw out the old with the old and in with the new. You know, so yeah, that's why we are here. If you whatever you want to take and try in your own, please go ahead and do. But don't quote us. Don't go anywhere and quote. I was on Real Talk with Odu, and she said I should try this, or Antinike said I should try this. It's our own views and our advice. You want to take it and use it, and God will help and bless you all in Jesus' name. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, sir. Once
Thank
again,
you so much.
I personally have had a fantastic, wonderful time with you both. And you are one of those couples that people will say God went for. You know, we are tapping. We are tapping. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much to all the crews of Glimpse Extra. Yay! My ever supportive team. God bless you, Uncle Josh. Thank you, Fema. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Smith. I don't know where everybody disappeared to. At least we have some people here, but yeah, gradually. Yes. All right. So thank you, Adeshola, the Mr. with Adeshola in the house. Thank you all so much. God bless you. For everyone online, I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate your data. For those in Nigeria, I know it's a big thing to spend your data with us. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And hopefully we'll come your way again very, 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 very soon. And until that time, my name is still Odun Akirele. I'm still your friend. I'm your sister. And I'm a woman like you all out there. Thank you so much. I'll see you the other time. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you need to follow Antinike's page. Okay, since we are still on there, maybe you should just spend a few minutes talk about what you do.
Oh, okay. So we are real estate professionals in Houston area. So we sell homes, we do mortgages. We're licensed in Texas, so we can actually service your need in Texas. We have our son is in Dallas, so he services our Dallas and surrounding areas clients. And then we are in Houston. You know, this is what we're talking about, building a legacy, because we want to leave a legacy for our kids. And so we're gradually bringing our kids into the business so that, you know, they can take over when we decide to retire. So if you're in the market looking for a house to buy, or you're trying to sell your home, or you are under contract, you want to get a mortgage, just reach out to us and we will be more than happy to assist you. And even if you are not ready to buy a house, but keep it at the back of your mind that you are going to buy, just call me. We'll walk you through the process, what you need to do to get prepared for a house, for you to buy a house, because we want everyone want everybody to be a homeowner instead of continuing to making your landlord richer.
Okay. All
And
right.
if you have
Thank
a house,
you.
sorry, if you have a house, you want to buy investment property, reach out to us too. That's my husband's specialty. He loves to help people to buy rental properties so that you can use that. There's so many benefits to doing that. So just reach out. We'll be more than happy. And follow me, Niketi Ojo.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask because they are like your address, your handle as well.
Niketi Ojo, all one word, all together. Niketi Ojo.
Yeah, Shola, can you please help me put that there? Niketi Ojo. And Uncle Rav's on too.
That one. My husband
It doesn't. Okay. So it's Niketi Ojo, and if you get to her, she will get to Uncle Rav.
Yes.
All right. Niketi Ojo is Niketi Ojo, Niketi Ojo on Instagram. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
you.
God bless you. Real
Thank you
big.
so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Uncle Rav. We celebrate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And once again, it's peace out from me.
Thank you.